You know, every FSL teacher has that moment, standing in front of the class, where you ask yourself a really fundamental question. We get opinions from parents, students, even our colleagues, but what really makes a great teacher? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise.
It's the question we all ask ourselves, right? Am I doing a good job? Am I actually making a difference? In this explainer, we're going to answer that with 5 clear, research-backed signs that really define a strong French as a second language teacher. I bet you'll see yourself, or maybe a colleague you really admire.
And hey, make sure you stick around, because that 5th and final sign, well, it's one we often misunderstand. And honestly, it might just be the most powerful one of all. Okay, let's dive right in with our very first sign. This one is all about the atmosphere you create and, the actual sound of your classroom.
So the number one sign of a great FSL teacher is that your students are not afraid to speak French, even when it's messy and totally imperfect. And here's the cool part. Research from Meryl Swain actually shows that this frequent, low-stakes practice is exactly what builds fluency over time. It means you've created a space where mistakes aren't just safe, they're a totally normal part of the journey. And this right here, it perfectly captures that mindset. Instead of jumping in to correct every little thing, your first instinct is to celebrate the attempt itself. A simple "Bravo, tu as osé parler français." Awesome, you dared to speak French. It values courage way more than correctness, and that one little act can encourage 10 other students to give it a try. So if you're already creating that kind of brave space in your classroom, that is a fantastic sign. Let us know by hitting that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of our list. All right, let's move on to sign number 2, which is all about making learning feel real and tangible. I mean, it's one thing for students to be learning, but it's a whole other thing for them to know they're learning.
I mean, this says it all, doesn't it? In September, a student might just manage, "Hello, my name is," but fast forward to December, and now they're introducing themselves and even sharing something they love. When students can see that difference for themselves, wow, that feeling of accomplishment is just so powerful.
So the key here is making this progress visible. Great teachers use simple tools like I Can portfolios, or even just audio re-recordings. It's like researchers Black and William found. When learners can actually see their own growth, their motivation just skyrockets.
Okay, on to our third sign, and this one really gets to the very heart of equitable teaching. It's all about making sure that success in your French class is something everyone can achieve.
You know you're on the right track when you're finding creative ways to support all of your learners without watering down the curriculum. It's not about lowering the bar, it's about building scaffolds to help every single student reach it. Whether that's through different activity choices, sentence starters, or peer support, you're making sure your struggling students and your high flyers can all find success together.
Now, I know building those scaffolds for every single student can be a huge challenge. So to help you with that, and pretty much everything else we're talking about today, I am so excited to share a free interactive self-check kit that I've created just for our community here.
It is super simple to use. You just choose your program, check off the practices you're already doing, and then you click Generate for a personalized profile and a 30-day action plan. Honestly, we designed this to be a premium resource, but I really wanted to make it available to our community for free, just as a way to support the incredible work that all of you do.
To unlock it, all you have to do is use the password that's on your screen. The link is right there for you in the description below. Okay, let's jump back in for our final 2 signs. And remember, that 5th one, it might just change how you think about your own teaching.
So our last 2 signs are really 2 sides of the same coin. Sign number 4 is all about the vibe, the external energy in your room. And sign 5 is the mindset, your internal approach to teaching. Both are absolutely critical.
So, sign number 4, your class just has a great vibe. What does that really mean? It means there's laughter, there's movement. It means your students are speaking French spontaneously, not just when you call on them. The researcher Zoltan Dornier found that this kind of group cohesion is a massive driver of motivation. You're not just teaching a language, you're actually building a community.
And that brings us to our final sign, the one I promised would be a little surprising. The 5th sign of a great FSL teacher isn't being perfect. In fact, it's pretty much the opposite. It's the active, ongoing commitment to not being perfect. It's that curiosity to try a new strategy even if it might not work. It's the humility to reflect, adapt, and always ask, okay, what's next for my students? That's the mindset that truly makes all the difference.
So, after all that, what's the big takeaway here? Let's do a super quick recap of the 5 signs and talk about where to go from here. So the 5 signs are: your students dare to speak, Their progress is made visible, inclusion is the absolute norm, the class feels alive and full of energy, and you, the teacher, you never stop growing. If you see yourself in these descriptions, you are absolutely 100% on the right path.
And hey, don't forget that self-check planner is waiting to help you pinpoint exactly what you want to focus on next.
The password is on the screen one last time, and of course that link is right down there in the description for you. But before you go, I've got a question for you. Which one of these 5 signs is your main priority this year? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you found this explainer helpful, please share it with an FSL colleague. The more we all collaborate, the stronger our entire community becomes.